Coming up on The Horse Tamer with Pat Parelli.
What we got to do is let her tell us what kind of things concern her. How does she like being tied up?
She doesn't like
To be tied up. Let's try something else. Oh, was Pat Parelli right again? I'm Pat Parelli, and I have loved horses for as long as I can remember.
We don't want our horses to be afraid.
Since 1982, I've been sharing my knowledge to make the world a better place for horses and the humans that love them. My name is Pat Parelli. Remember, keep it natural. But you can call me the Horse Tamer.
Today, Pat has a new puzzle to solve. Grace bought her 3-year-old quarter horse Bella last year specifically for riding.
Let's see where this adventure takes us.
Grace sent Bella to a trainer who confirmed that Bella will take a saddle, but unfortunately, she bucks anyone who tries to ride her. Grace has managed to calm her and rides her regularly. Bella! But her husband went flying over Bella's head and ended up unconscious on the ground. Grace wants Bella to be a family horse that she can trust around her children and grandchildren. On top of everything else, Grace has multiple health challenges and would like to feel confident on her horse instead of always worrying about being bucked off. Grace knows that Bella is a good horse, but she needs help.
Hi there, you must be Grace.
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
Good. What a nice place. You're way out here in the forest. Man, this is nature.
Oh, yes.
Can't wait to see your horse. What's her name?
Bella.
Bella? Okay.
Yep.
Let's go find out what her story is.
Okay.
Hey, Belle, how are you? Can you hear her starting to get her breathing?
Yeah, a little nervous.
Well, what's all this new stuff? Who's this, you know?
But you're curious to check it out.
I mean, yeah, she's curious, like, what's going on, but she's skeptical. And so what I want to do is start all over again, all right? And this is how I start horses that have never been ridden for. First, I ask them 4 things: to accept a human, then accept a saddle, see how they respond to that, then accept a rider, and then accept the bit, okay? In that order, all right? So let me play with her here a little bit. If you wouldn't mind, go sit in that chair over there and then just keep going. Now that was a good sign. She wanted to follow her owner. That was good, huh? I'm gonna use a little longer rope here so I can allow her to drift around and go where she wants, and allow her to go different places. But I just want to see if I can touch her first, or just get a little bit used to her, or her used to me. So what I want to do is get her to accept the fact that I'm not here to hurt her. All right, so I'm going to use what I call long body logic. Horses have long bodies. People have tall bodies. And so this evokes us to think like a pedestrian. And so you see somebody who's thinking like a pedestrian, they hold the horse up close, trying to hold it, and the horse goes around them because this big, long body's got these 5 zones. The head is zone 1, the neck is zone 2. We sit in zone 3, the hips are zone 4, and the tail is zone 5. And whether we're on the ground or in the saddle, we have to learn how to use long body logic with our hands, with our legs, with our seat, and maybe even a stick, so that we are always talking to each individual zone and in combination. This is what brings out the real natural magic with people who are really good with horses, long body logic. What we got to do is expose her to different things, let her tell us what kind of things concern her or don't concern her. And right there, when I touched her with that just softly, she kind of jumped like that. We're going to make sure everything she does it with rhythm, relaxation, willingness, and understanding. Good. There we go. Even right there, when I dropped that made her jolt. So what I want to do is get her used to things while she's following me. I got lots of tricks in my bag over here. I've got a little stick over here that might help us have long body logic. So let's take this out here, and let's extend this little pole that we got here. Let's see here, here, we go here, we go here, we go here. Now all of a sudden I've got a 12-foot pole that just popped out of 18 inches of pipe. She's like, where did that come from? And now I can put that everywhere here. I can expose her, I can touch her from a long ways away. So these are the type of things we call using long body logic. I know what would happen if we just saddled her up and got on. I absolutely know what would happen. And she knows what would happen. Can you feel that energy? Horses make 3 basic noises besides a whinny. And that means you better get off. Means it's too late. Means where'd you go? I survived. Okay? And I'm sure in that video, that's what happened. So this is what we're after. We're trying to get her, allow her to tell us her story. You know, there's 8,766 hours in a year. Horses sleep about 3 hours a day average because they're prey animals. Giraffes only sleep about 8 minutes a day because they're prey animals. There's the eaters and the eaten. So what I want people to understand is that the way a horse feels and thinks and acts and plays in life around is completely different than the way we see the world. This is feeling better here, being able to touch her from a distance. I'm gonna put the energy in front of her and see if that makes sense to her to stop. I'm gonna ask her to go between me and the barrels. I'm gonna ask her to go around and go over to the barrel. Can you feel her starting to think? To me, she feels introverted. And introverted horses, they feel like physically they're doing, everything's okay, but then when things happen, then they blow up on the inside first, and then they blow up on the outside. Let's see what happens here. See if we can move this ball around and get her to follow us. There, the wind's helping us a little bit, maybe a little downhill, and we'll see what she does. Now that ball rolled back and approached her. So I'm feeling some things going along here pretty good. So in order to prepare her, we're going to try putting a bareback pad on her so that she can show us what does she think about things going on her back. Most people go at a horse like this like it's a grizzly bear. You're gonna put something on a horse. But I put my back to my horse, swing it from the outside to the inside. The placement didn't seem to bother her, so let's see what she does with the cinch. And a lot of people are surprised how much a young horse that's never been cinched up before, it will buck just when you tighten the cinch on a horse. Why? Because they're born skeptics, cowards, claustrophobics, and panicaholics by nature in various degrees. Let's try something else here. Oh, was Pat Parelli right again? Just the cinch, see? And that's just natural. See, a lot of people don't realize that the claustrophobic part is that cinch, when cinch is around them. Isn't that interesting? Didn't do anything, didn't mind it going on her, but she didn't like it cinched up around her. So now let's play with that. This is what I mean by don't just saddle them up and get on. Most particularly, don't kick them to go. Now let's see if we can ask her to move. Ask her to move. Ask her to move. So we can see what's going to happen if we got on her and said, let's go faster. She just showed us. She just told us her story. So she just hasn't had enough time accepting the saddle and the cinch. Can we go sideways along these barrels here? I'll put you on those side of the barrels. But see, it's a reaction, not a response. How does she like being tied up?
She doesn't like
She doesn't like to be tied up. So let's just see what happens here when she gets around that tree. So, the panic button.
Yes.
Horses that are born that pull back, see, I'd call that a pullback. Horses that pull back naturally or have a tendency to do it, they also tend to buck. All right, so it usually goes hand in hand because it's the same thing. It's the claustrophobia, that's all. So I'm doing things like that. So these would be the kind of things I would do, not just to prepare for being tied up, but for riding as well. She's starting to feel rather than react. She's starting to think about what should I do when that happens. So those are some more little things that we can do for preparation. Can we go sideways? Can we go sideways? Can we go sideways? Can we go sideways the other way? So I'm gonna see if she can get prepared here to have something in the rider's position above her. All right. Let's see what happens now. Something's above her. That's right where the horseman's head. See, that kind of bothers her quite a bit. Does that bother her?
Yep.
That's what a human being's like up on her head. So I wouldn't ride a horse that won't pass these tests. I wouldn't fly an airplane that wouldn't pass the pre-flight checks. Okay, so that's all we're doing. Just checking things out.
Yep.
All right, now the next step, we're gonna try it with the saddle on. So, Belle didn't get like this overnight, so she's not gonna get completely fixed overnight either. So we're gonna start a relationship that can develop into a partnership. I'm gonna throw the saddle on from over here. Watch how I do this, from this side, over here like that. And I put it on like I put my hat on. Not kapook. This time she's gonna have a back cinch as well as a front cinch. So far, nothing has surprised me. So again, I'm gonna go out here. Let's see what she does now with the saddle. Just get far away from her. And slow, ask our little introvert girl to think her way through this situation. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna ask her to step away from me. No, not into it, not into it. So instead of using that stick, see how I'm using the end of this rope? So she's not accepted the saddle. Okay? Now let's see what she thinks about being controlled by the reins. Does she know how to follow a feel? Let's see. Let's check it out here. That bothered her. So we got to test all these things. It's not about riding them. That's the last thing. That should just happen. She should say, hey, come on, cowboy, get on. But it ain't going to happen until she gets confident and pass all these tests. Let's see if she can pass the slow down test. The slow down test again. How about the backup test? Nope, the backup test didn't work too good. Okay, how about the throw the rope over your head test? I wouldn't say that's called passing the test. This is called rhythmic motion, AKA the confidence game, so that we can play these other games here. What used to be a thrill has now become a chill. I used to like it when a horse bucked a little and sometimes a lot. But what I have found out is that if we can find out what side of the corral the horse woke up on, where he's really at today, that we can have the preparation necessary mentally, emotionally, as well as physically to get a horse to become our partner. So having a horse to where we can play with them on the ground and find out, do they connect? Do they yield? Do they understand? Can we control their hindquarters? Will they accept the placement of the saddle at a walk, a trot, and a canter? Because that cinch that's going around there makes a lot of horses claustrophobic. Just saddle them up and get on, kick them to go and pull them to stop. Use the reins to turn doesn't work at that point. So this is where prior and proper preparation meets the road. Have you been surprised by anything?
A couple of things. When you first put the saddle on, I was surprised she bucked.
The bareback pad, you mean?
Yes, but you're like new and she's challenged.
I don't feel like she's challenging me. I think she's trying to survive.
It's okay, yep.
Yeah, it's not a game to her. So all these little things, I'm just going, are you acting like a prey animal or are you acting like a partner? All right, I think that this is a good time to take a break. Give her a little rest, gave her a nice cool bath, and she's dried off and ready to go again. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, we're gonna see how many green lights we can get.
Okay.
We got a few green lights last time, but a lot of red ones.
Mm-hmm, all right.
All right. So Grace, let's see what we got here. Let's just retrace our steps. So what I want to be able to do here is let her tell her story. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna put the bareback pad on her like before, but when we cinched it up last time, it didn't go so well. See, a lot of people don't realize that the cinch can make them feel like there's a lion on their back. And man, they can come apart. We'll see, I'm not gonna put it on too tight yet. Let's just see what we got here. There we go, it seemed to bother her. So she's not, what I feel like she's not necessarily trying to buck the rider off as much as she's bothered by the cinch, okay? Now, the thing that I'm concerned about here is that she still is breathing kind of tight. That's the part inside her we want to help her discover. She doesn't have to always push the panic button, okay? Atta girl. All right, let's go saddle her up and see what we got. So I'm glad she didn't buck with the bareback pad, but she did change her behavior. I'm gonna give her a hug
Okay, yep.
with that saddle. I'm not gonna go put it on like a grizzly bear. These are things I've learned from some of the greatest horsemen on the planet. See, I didn't lift that on, I slung it on. That's called the draft horse sling. But I still gotta make sure I don't let introversion fool me and thinking she's just gentle and accepting, because I'm gonna ask her to move her feet over here just a little bit. Let's go move them over just a little bit. Atta girl. I'm gonna use my left arm to get a hold of my cinch. Why? Because if she pushed into me, I'm gonna push into position. If I use my right arm, she's gonna hit me in the head. I'm gonna fall on my bum, and then she's gonna kick me in the head on the way by. So I'm gonna use my left arm, and this cinch goes here, and with one pull, it goes through. I'm gonna pull straight down on the cinch so it doesn't get too tight, but it's firm enough that it'll hold if she were to move around. I'm gonna move her here a little bit, but I'm gonna step way away in case she bucks. She doesn't run over the top of me. I want her to feel confident and comfortable. I want her to tell me her story. I want her to tell me how she feels about everything. When we lose the rhythm, it's because we've lost the relaxation and the understanding. So that's why I keep looking for, can she do whatever we're asking? Just soft and easy and rhythmically, okay? Oh, that was better. That was a lot better. That seemed like there was some understanding there. She gave that a try. It's almost like she's there. See the fact that she turned and faced me? That's the connection. I don't want to make her do that. I want her to want to do that. I want her to want to come over here and be with me and want to trust me. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I think you can handle it. Again, let's try it here. Off the saddle one, because that's where I'm going to be sitting. No, I don't want that kind of, I want that kind of response. And I want that to happen. Then I want her to want to connect to me. So I'm allowing that to happen. Not trying to make it happen, not trying to even cause it to happen, just allowing it. How am I doing that? By doing a lot of nothing. There we go. See, just
Yes.
these are all little differences, but they might be the difference that makes the difference. Now let's see what we've got here for maybe preparation to mount. Let's see if I pull her feet around here. What I want to do is I want her to brace her front feet and be more narrow behind so that she's in a balanced position, and I'm going to step halfway up and step halfway down. All right, see what she thinks about that. There we go. That's a long ways up there, Pat. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna step down, step back, and pull her and see if she can do it without a panic. That's pretty good. Let's see if I can ask her here. Come on this other side here. Atta girl, huh? Come on this side of here. Atta girl. There we go. It's always good to teach a horse to come over to a fence or a rock or something. It'd be good from both sides if we could. There we go. That way I don't have to put my foot in so much. Go halfway up. Rub her on this other side, see what she thinks. What do you think of that, sweetheart, huh? Step down. Ask her around. There we go. See if we can get her a little comfortable on this side. Rub her all over. Now what I want to do is I don't want her to go forward first. I want to move her hindquarters, okay? So what I want to do is see if I can bend her neck this way. Good girl. Okay, I want to see if I can bend her neck that way. Now she's stiffer on this side, see? Bend her back. It's real soft on this side, all right? I spent my life saying, Rudy, toot, toot, open the chute. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is walk around here, disengage the hindquarters. Atta girl. Let her go forward. Bend the neck. Let her look at me out of this right eye a little bit. Bend her this way. Look at me out of the left eye. And I just want to be a passenger here. I'm really not telling her where to go. I'm just allowing her to go. So if I can get to where we go along here, and I'm going to try to move her hindquarters before I move her forequarters. Hindquarters by bringing the rein toward my stomach. That's called an indirect rein. Okay? I'm going to try to go here, a right rein here. There's where our little panic was on the other side, so I got to be real careful here. That a girl. Go back to what she knows. Easy, the left side. Now the right side again. So that a girl. And go over to the right. So I'm going to go kind of where she wants to go. Where does she want to go? She wants to go maybe over toward this other horse. She wants to go somewhere she wants to go. This is the passenger lesson. So they're starting to get rhythm, relaxation, a little more understanding. But she's still a right brain introvert that kind of runs away inside of herself, okay? So now here's the real test, the dismount, okay? And the way we're gonna do that is we're going to prepare her by getting the rope over here off of that, get this foot out, get the other foot almost out. I'm gonna step down and I'm gonna step in front of her eye. Land up over there. I'm gonna end up here. So if something happened, I'm in a better spot. If I land there, what could happen is if she got scared or something, she might buck or kick or something like that, all right? So this is just getting started. We're restarting, and I call this renaturalizing, all right? Tell me what was a surprise to you.
I was surprised she did good. She actually is learning without giving you a little trouble.
But did you see how I allowed her to go where she wanted? I didn't tell her where to go or how fast to go. Mm-hmm. Today was her day. It was our first date.
Yes. She liked her first date because she got to go where she wanted.
Yeah, exactly. She said, I just want a milkshake. I go, well,
Yep.
Okay, if that's what you want, then that's what I want too. All right, well, I'm proud of her. I hope you are.
Yes, oh yes, I am. I am very proud of her.
Good. So what are you going to do different now after today?
I'm going to teach her what you taught her. There's a couple techniques you did with the saddle, with the rope, to have her turn. The trees, that was another one that worked very well.
You're going to saddle her and let her wander
Yes,
around with the saddle
I
on?
will saddle her.
If you have an old saddle, it doesn't matter too much. With young horses, we put saddles on. We turn them out for 3 or 4 hours with a saddle on. And if they lay down and roll on it.
And I do have an old saddle, and I probably will do that.
Yeah, that would be a real good thing, because you could tell that still bothered her around.
Yes.
It's
it
the
did.
cinch was bothered. That's why I saddled her with that bareback pad so that not only you, but the world could see it's the cinch that bothers a lot of
Yes.
horses.
Yes,
And they're not trying to get the rider off. They're just, this thing here just constricts them, and they panic against it.
Yep, and I'll do more sacking with her.
Yeah.
I'll have to sack her out a little bit with the flag and up and down.
Yeah, think about getting her confident with it, and horses feel claustrophobic quite easily. So even when we get on them, we've got a leg on each side, and that kind of bothers them. They're like, holy smokes, okay? It's like a lion would jump on them So that's one of the things that we want to get horses used to.
Yes.
You know, she started off looking really kind of nice. She went over and she walked over to you. You were able to put the lead rope on her and led her over here. She was a little bit leery, but nothing too bad. But as soon as we started kind of just pulling back the layers of the onion, we started getting into the horse that's really there, the prey animal that's really there. We also found out she was not only an introvert, but she was a right-brain introvert. See, left-brain horses are more thinkers, and right-brain horses are more instinctive, okay? And all those little snorts that she would make and then worried about the right side. And so we found out a lot about that, and we've kind of peeled the layers back, and little by little, you know, she bucked with the bareback pad, she bucked with the saddle, she pulled back against the trees. She did a lot of things that we would expect from a wild horse, okay? And that's kind of surprising to most folks because she's not a wild horse. She lives right here in a beautiful property, and you take care of her and you feed her and you brush her, and she's been ridden before. But what didn't happen is they didn't get all the way down and really tame her.
Right.
Okay, that's really what it was. She was partly tamed. So the taming is the first part. That's the confidence knowing that nothing in the human environment, including the human, would ever bring her harm. That's what tame means.
Coming up on The Horse Tamer with Pat Parelli.
Leave her alone, okay? Don't do anything till I tell you. Well, that's enough. That's almost too much. And don't let her go by. I would play with her, and I would get her used to this. Again, let's see if I can ask her to wind herself into that situation. Isn't that pretty clever? I'm Pat Parelli, and I have loved horses for as long as I can remember.
We don't want our horses to be afraid.
Since 1982, I've been sharing my knowledge to make the world a better place for horses and the humans that love them. My name is Pat Parelli. Remember, keep it natural. But you can call me the Horse Tamer.
Pat has a very special session today with a very special horse.
Okay, let's get on our way.
16 horses were rescued in Williston after Levy County Sheriff's deputies say they were left to starve for several months.
Petunia is one of 16 Mustangs that are now being cared for by the Horse Protection Association of Florida. Petunia will not allow anyone to get close to her, and the staff are desperate to trim her hooves and comb her mane and tail. This is an extra challenging situation, as Petunia appears to be anywhere from 10 to 15 years old. It's much harder to change behaviors at this point in a horse's life, especially when they have been badly treated. There are two things that Pat would like to do today. Teach the staff how to play with Petunia and get her into an enclosed pen without making her feel trapped. And two, work on Petunia's confidence in humans so she will allow herself to be touched.
Hi, you must be Lisa.
I'm Lisa.
You're the head of this outfit, I hear.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Hi, Pat. Nice to meet you.
Hey, thanks for having us out here at the horse protection program. I've heard all about it, and I hear you have a horse named Petunia that's looking for my help.
Yes, she is. We have Petunia over here, one of our Mustangs. She's been here for like 6 months.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
To cause Petunia's idea to go from the pasture into a small pen where she's always felt trapped, we're going to use the village game. We're going to take all of the staff and just put a little bit of rhythmic pressure at the right moment and have her get relief from this rhythmic pressure by going down toward the pin. So far, all she's ever done is, I'm not going there, I'm gonna run back there. So we're gonna allow her to do what she wants until we cause our idea to become her idea by giving her relief down there. This is gonna be really fun, it's gonna be really simple and really safe and very effective. We're gonna play the village game. And it's gonna be real simple, but I need you to learn a technique that's gonna be really important, okay? Step one, let the string hang down and hold on to the end of the carrot stick and just spread out a little bit and lock your elbow and only move your wrist. Put your wrist upside down like this and roll it over and over. It's just energy, okay? Now, make your elbow come away from your side and move your elbow and your wrist. Move a little bigger. Now straighten your elbow completely and go and look right at me and aim it right toward his nose. All right, so if you ladies will spread out a little bit over here. And the idea is let her make a mistake. If she runs behind you, that's fine. So I'm gonna see if I can ask her to go in that pin here, where she goes. She made a mistake, leave her alone. Don't do anything till I tell you. Hey, pretty girl. Now I'm gonna... Good girl. So you see how we just really don't do a lot, but we're gonna make it uncomfortable. Now, what I'm gonna have you ladies do is get in a line, and now, you ready? Walk toward her, doing the windmill, and walk. Okay? Don't bend your elbow. Now, you gotta aim it toward that horse. Aim it toward that horse. Now, right wing, come on, up and down, Keegan. And stop, stop. And Tiffany now. Yeah, that's enough, that's almost too much. And right hand, don't let her go by. Oh, it's too late. That's okay, she goes by, then I'm down there. Okay, I want her to find out what happens. She can go anywhere she wants. Walk toward her, doing the windmill. Aim it, aim it, aim it, aim it. Up and down, that's enough. All in line, walk toward her. Good. Okay, soft right-handed, toward her nose. Straighten your elbows, straighten your elbows, straighten your elbows. That's stop right there. And I'll move her some more. It's not a big deal that she goes past you, okay? It's okay that she goes past you. There, she's starting to find that this is the safe place, okay? Everybody, come here. Walk toward me. Now, we give her relief. When she goes down in there, okay, we're gonna make a game out of it. Good. Is that making sense? Okay. So we want her to think, maybe this is the sanctuary down here. She's moving that big broom tail of hers. You're probably wondering, why is Petunia's tail so matted? Well, you know, I was raised on the West Coast, and a lot of Mustangs would come through the sale yard, and those Mustangs, most of them were called broomtails. Why? Because their tails would grow long, they'd get full of sagebrush and all kinds of other little things, and that matting would just happen naturally, and they get thick and it's heavy. And of course, her being a Mustang and being 14 and never been able to be haltered, pretty hard to get her groomed. Soon comes the solution. She's gonna love to be touched, and we'll get rid of that broomtail. She's like, what's going on? Somebody gonna try to trap me? Okay, now come on in, Tiff. Aim it toward her nose. Come on in, Keegan. Straighten your elbow, Keegan. Don't worry about it. Stop, relax. Let me get her here. Tiff, right there, Tiff. That's enough. Leave her alone. She's licking her lips. She's got the right idea. Now, right wing, come on, up and down, Keegan. And stop, stop. See where she goes. It's all right, good. And look at her, look at her. Now, come on, easy. Right wing only, soft, soft, right wing. Soft, right wing, left wing, get ready. That's enough. And now center, center, softly. Keep walking till she gives you 3 steps. She hasn't given you 3 steps yet. 1, 2, 3, come on. All right, come on, everybody turn around. So what we want her to do is practice going in, okay? And rather than get her in, shut the gate, we're going to practice saying, where is the safe place? Can you see her thinking about it now? Watch her tail. But when she's thinking, she's kind of wanging that big old heavy tail around. I'm kind of liking that. All right, come on back. Let's go back here. Turn around. Now, Tiffany, drop your stick and walk over there and see if you can walk past the gate. Don't shut it, and just walk on by, because horses are great judges of distance and approach. So she's not walking up there like she's sneaking up on that gate. All right, Michelle, will you walk right straight toward that gate, touch it, and come back? Right there, touch the gate, turn around, come back. That's good. That's it. Good job, Michelle. Okay, now, Lisa, your turn. Walk over there, and if she comes out, no problem. Why don't you go to the gate on the right and pull it towards you a little bit? Is that better so far? Good. Now shut the gate on the left. There you go.
Good girl. Good girl, Petunia.
That's good enough. That's good enough. Okay? Very good. I'm really proud of you guys. You did really good. Okay, so now let's see if we can go to the next step. Taming, trust, and training all start with T, but there's huge differences between those three words. Now, in order to train a horse to do what we want him to do, he's got to trust us. But in order to trust us, he's got to be tame, which means he's got to believe in his heart of hearts that the human is not the predator he seems to be. So in order to get a horse tame, we have to prove to him that we're his partner, not his predator. Then we can get the trust. And once we have the trust, then we can start the training. We can teach, control, reinforce, and refine. We can do all kinds of wonderful things. But this is the way we have to start. And in fact, in the last 4 decades, I have actually had to retame several horses that people thought was a training problem, but it was really a trust and taming problem. So these horses that seem like a challenge really need to be tamed. I'm just kind of walking around the outside, see if I can get her to stay to the inside and see if she'll yield her hindquarters and keep her eyes on me here. All right? So a lot of times I'll turn away, okay, because it's less threatening, and see if I can just walk around here, see if we can just kind of be together. Yeah, the girl, and when she kind of turns her hindquarters and yields, then I'll turn away. Attaboy. All right? But I had this same idea here of having the pole, being able to have what I call long body logic. And first, I got to get the airspace over her. Kind of, there's some airspace. There we go. You ever see birds land right there? Isn't that interesting how a bird can land on that wild horse? You guys look pretty tame to me. If a bird landed on your shoulder, what would you do right now? Yeah, what the heck's going on, right? Good. So she looked like there, she kind of accepted that, okay? So everybody talks about approach and retreat, but retreat and approach works way better. That's what helps them the most. Again, we got to get the airspace, we got to get them used to this. Let's see if we can't ask her here to kind of accept that a little bit. Good. She's pretty good, but when horses get their adrenaline up and when they get their cortisol levels up, that's when they get to where they act like a prey animal. But when they relax and they get serotonin and dopamine levels up, then we can get them acting more like partners, all right? So now I'm about here like this, just about the level of the carrot stick. Horses are masters at judging distance and approach. So when a horse knows that you can get 10 feet from him, but you can't do anything more than that, he knows that he's got control. So having her in a small pen and having it to where I could just play retreat and approach, kind of do a lot of nothing, but at the same time, lengthening my body with that carrot stick was the perfect tool for me to use in that small pen. So that's why you saw me a lot of times do a lot of nothing and then a little bit of an approach. Pretty soon she started to realize that this distance and approach was not going to really threaten her life in any way. So this is where using the attitude, the knowledge, the tools is how we pulled all this together. Proximity of my horse's body and my body is what's bothering her. There we go. But I want to get her to where she's a little more accepting of this. I don't want to put so much pressure that she thinks she's got to bang into the fence or jump the fence, okay? So just right now, we're just trying to get some ideas here that we could get her used to. So now let's go back to the long stick again. So her adrenaline got up. Now we're gonna let it come back down. We're gonna go back to what we had before, see if that doesn't work there. We've also got to teach her how to back up, for example. Horses can only do 6 things besides stand still: go forward, backwards, right, left, up, and down. But some horses can do all 6 at once, but a lot of horses go forward, 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 and more forward. And that's when you get in trouble with horses. They've got to learn. Let's see you back up. There you go. She's got to learn to back up, okay? So I want her to go around and see if she'll come closer to me by hurting her, and at the same time, I'm communicating with her. It's also getting her used to it a little bit. Okay? There, girl, that a girl. Go to the left, go to the right, go to the left, go to the right, okay? So we can teach horses how to yield to and from pressure. All right, I feel good about that. Now, try something else. Connection is king. There's a few ways to get it, lots of ways to lose it. And most people lose it by being very, very direct line. They lunge their horse. You know, if you lunge your horse and chase him and keep chasing him until he's tired, you drop that rope, you're teaching him to run away from you. So whether you're playing with a horse on line or at liberty, pretty soon he's gonna look for relief. When he starts to look at you with one eye, back off a little bit. If he looks at you with two eyes, back up, move away from him. You'll be surprised how quickly he's gonna start connecting with you. Pretty soon you almost can't chase him away. So what I did is I put a rope out there without roping her. See how I've got the rope on her without roping her? Again, let's see if I can ask her to wind herself into that situation. Isn't that pretty clever? There we go. Now I've got her pretty good. Now, maybe I could step in here and ask her to follow a feel. There we go. Good. Didn't even rope her. She's roped, but she isn't roped. So this would be some ways that I would play with her, and I would get her used to this, okay? Now I'm gonna ask her here to let me touch her. Smell my hand with her nose, that's it. Can I touch you there? So I think the big secret is doing things with horses and for horses. But boy, if we don't go about it just so, then the horse thinks we did it to him. So here's my diagnosis. She's an older, right brain extrovert, wild raised horse. What's the prognosis? The prognosis could be good if we got her to liking what we have to offer, okay? So here's what I'd like to see you do. You're gonna put your water in here. What you're gonna say to each horse is, if you want some water, I'm gonna come open that gate. But you gotta let me touch you first. You're gonna come in here and I'm gonna put the halter on you. Then I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna put you over there. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, you let me touch you, you can go in. Then pretty soon you're gonna ask for a little bit more. Then a little bit more, okay? So it's not that you're taking water away, you're just gonna provide the water on your terms, like all day long. And all she has to pay for it is let you pet her. You might have to pet her with that stick first. You might have to do something like that. But it won't take long. That's how I'd go about it. Pretty soon, that'll all come, and the crowd goes wild. Tell me something we learned. What did we learn?
That you have more resources than you think, even when you're on the ground.
Yeah, you got to show her that you're her friend, and the water is going to be a great friendship game. I'm going to ask you in a week to do your homework and send me a video, okay? And if you got any questions or have any problems, I'm just down the street. I could do something. But what I want is a progress report. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over and as a team, that big water tub, bring it over here and we're gonna fill it up. All the way, just walk in there, just walk on over, just walk. Hey, you guys were pretty close to her there, weren't you? Put your hand out, see if she'll smell it. Just put your hand out, just lean down. There, just like that. That's a horseman's handshake. Can you rub her on the forehead? Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Now move your right foot. Keep pushing on the star, and then keep rubbing, keep rubbing, keep rubbing. There you go. Hey, we're making progress. All right, let's fill that water trough up. There we go. Lisa, see if she'll smell your hand. Just put your hand out like this. Lean and stretch. Lean down there. Don't try to touch her. Let her touch you. Just put it close enough where she's kind of apt to smell you. She's telling you yes. She's giving you a green light. Touch her on the star. Now push on a little bit and move your left foot. See what I mean? So pretty won't take long. Huh? Sarah, you want to try it? Just put your hand down there. Don't be sneaky. There you go. Wait. Now rub her. She said yes. Rub her on the forehead. Isn't that something? That's got to feel pretty good, huh? to both of you. Success. Lisa, penny for your thoughts.
Just thinking how well it went. Got Petunia in the pen with the teamwork, working as a village. Yeah. Learned some good tips.
So our diagnosis was she's a right brain extrovert, wild raised horse. She's 10 to 15 years old, so she's been living and keeping this opinion about
Right.
this for a long time. So that's the diagnosis, and she needs more confidence and respect for everything you have to offer.
Keep that in mind.
All right? So the prognosis is good from my estimation, but you've got to be consistent now. You can't go eat and drink all the water you want. Now, 2 weeks from now you can. But for the next 2 weeks, the prescription is that you're going to control that water. You're going to give her all the water she wants to drink. Don't hurry. Let her drink all she wants in the morning, all she wants at night. But it's going to be on your terms. And then play with her. Get 2 or 3 people in there with sticks and things, rub on her. And you know, you can get one of those herding sticks, and you can kind of, you know, 2 of you get 2 of them and rub her from both sides. Just get her to, she's like where she goes, well, if I can't beat them, I might as well join them. That's really all you want to do. And you just want to convince her heart that you're there to help her. Give her water, to help her with a nice touch. She enjoyed that touch.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
And all you have to do is give me a report card and send me a little video in about a week. Show me how much progress. And if you're not making progress, you got to give me a call.
We'll do that. Yeah, the only thing with her is putting too much pressure. There's like a fine line.
Oh, you don't want to put too much pressure, but she handled a lot of pressure today. That's with that kind of unroped rope that I had.
Yeah.
Wasn't that cool? Isn't that a fun technique? You didn't have to be like a cowboy and yeehaw. And I just threw it up on her, and she twirled around there a couple times. And next thing you know, I had it just snugs itself up on there.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I sure enjoyed coming out here.
I'm so glad you made it. Thank you very much.
My absolute
We appreciate
pleasure.
it.
My pleasure.
Totally.
Anything to help somebody who's helping horses, I'm all over it.
We appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Petunia has come a long way since her session with Pat. She now wears a halter and is in close contact with the Horse Protection Association of Florida staff every day. Coming up on the Horse Tamer with Pat Parelli.
Do something like that, well, slow it down before we get in trouble. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. I want to step in the saddle and see what he feels like. Yeah, that's a little different. I'm Pat Parelli, and I have loved horses for as long as I can remember.
We don't want our horses to be afraid.
Since 1982, I've been sharing my knowledge to make the world a better place for horses and the humans that love them. My name is Pat Parelli. Remember, keep it natural. But you can call me the Horse Tamer. Okay, let's get on our way.
Pat is on his way to meet Milo, a 6-year-old Dutch warm blood that has been with his owner, Mary, for 3 years. Mary is a passionate dressage rider and was told that although Milo was not highly trained, he was rideable and he was talented. But she quickly learned that Milo had more challenges than she realized. Mary discovered that Milo is indeed a very smart, very well-bred horse, but he is extremely sensitive to his environment and prone to unpredictable mood swings. Mary has been told more than once that Milo is beyond help, but she reached out to Pat as a last resort. If Mary and Milo are to have a future together, Milo needs to have a breakthrough today.
Oh, this looks like the place. Let me get Mary on the phone. Yeah, hi, Mary. This is Pat Parelli. I'm pulling into your place right now, so come on out and let's get acquainted.
Good morning.
Good morning. Limp on over here. What do you got going on here?
I injured my foot.
Oh.
I have a fracture in the heel.
You got a spot we can go sit down and talk about your horse?
I do.
Come on there, Milo. I'm gonna start off with a long line, okay? He says, what in the world? Well, see what we got here. Hopefully curiosity kicks in. So most people don't realize that we've got more leverage the farther we are away from the horse.
Right.
So we're just gonna try to see what his response or reaction is. Horse's #1 instinct is to be perceptive to danger, people, places, changes, and things. And of course, what I'd like him to do is to fill his body full of endorphins, like serotonin and dopamine, rather than cortisol. So it's pretty natural for horses to get their adrenaline up, to start moving their feet if he's kind of any kind of horse like that. But it's the adrenaline plus cortisol that's where it creates the problems. We're gonna use some, what we call guiding principles, and try to have what we call long body logic, so I'm gonna stay farther away from him. Horses have long bodies. People have tall bodies, and so this evokes us to think like a pedestrian. And so you see somebody who's thinking like a pedestrian, they hold the horse up close, trying to hold it, and the horse goes around them because this big, long body's got these 5 zones. The head is zone 1, the neck is zone 2. We sit in zone 3, the hips are zone 4, and the tail is zone 5. And whether we're on the ground or in the saddle, we have to learn how to use long body logic with our hands, with our legs, with our seat, and maybe even a stick, so that we are always talking to each individual zone and in combination. This is what brings out the real natural magic with people who are really good with horses, long body logic. I'm gonna see if I can't move along here and see what he thinks about me. Going for a walk, not necessarily doing anything to him, just out for a walk. So I'm gonna walk between the barrels and this blue tarp first, then I'll go between the tarp and the fence. He looked at it out of his right eye, so let's see what we got here. Now we'll see if he'll look at it out of his left eye. I'm gonna try to get near the fence so he can do something like that if he had to.
Oh.
That was probably better that I was over here than over there, see?
Oh, yeah.
So looking it out of a different eye was kind of interesting. I'm not asking him to do anything right now. I'm just allowing him to do whatever he thinks he's got to do. I'm gonna have a seat right here. Now, there we go. What we want to do is we want to be able to allow a horse to gain confidence so that curiosity will kick in. So like even right here, just hurry up and wait. He's sitting here going, we got cameras, we got people, we got all kinds of things here I've never seen before. And I'm just sitting here. All I did is ask for this much, he gave me that much. In other words, he'd probably do a lot on his own as far as the forward's concerned. But we have to have deceleration as well as acceleration. What a lot of people don't realize is that we've got to teach our horses to learn to decelerate. And again, a lot of people think they've got to chase a horse around. That's nice. I like that. See, he's got coming back in mind. I call that the boomerang game. All right? Now, what we got to do is we got to test some of these things here and see how he responds or reacts under pressure. So what we're going to do is lengthen our body here. Put this butterfly way out a long way away from us here. All right? I'm going to put a feel on that rope that says go that way, and then some energy. Some more energy. And they're just like computers. They may never do what we want, but they'll always do what we tell them to do. So I'm just working on breaking the pattern of just going. So let's see if we can go sideways. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can ask him to go sideways by asking, I'm gonna put the stick behind his withers here, all right? So let's see what we got here, a little more, a little more. I gotta ask you a question, does he ever pull back when you tie him?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
Horses that pull back are usually horses that buck. You see, horses are born skeptics, cowards, claustrophobics, and panicaholics. So right here, I'm holding on to him, putting some stimulation, and for the most part, he's not wanting to come forward. He's thinking, no, I'm gonna lean back.
Right.
And when that girth goes around this area right here, that's what a lot of horses are bothered by. So what we want to do is kind of get to know our horses. So just typically speaking, horses that pull back will be bothered by the cinch and vice versa. Okay? Now I'm gonna set this up. This stick is gonna come down right on the other side of this blue tarp here. okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm putting him in a stress test here. What I liked about what just happened there, the curiosity kicked in pretty good, pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Hurry up and get curious. Hurry up and relax. See how I'm not pulling him on there? I'm kind of driving him over there.
Right.
Trying to use this herding stick to say, go right, go to your left, go to your right, go to your left. Now come forward. Oh, that thing jumped up and came toward him, but attaboy. Good.
Right.
So, Mary, tell me what your observations have been so far.
I am amazed at the way you talk to Milo, because Milo listens to you, and you got him to move.
I speak horse.
You do speak horse.
You ready to try something else?
Yes.
So now we're going to see if we can put a bareback pad on him and see how he responds or reacts to a cinch, okay?
Right.
Let him see it. Good. Here it comes. Attaboy. I'm going to use my left hand in order to get the cinch so that we've got one fluid move like this, and then
Oh, nice.
there.
Yeah.
Okay? If I use my right hand and he jumped, he'd hit me in the head, knock me on my rear end, okay? And then maybe kick me on the way by. So by using our left hand on this side, if something would have happened, even if it was an accident, he'd push you into position. So lots of little things like that make a little difference that makes a difference. He's kicking at the flies there. Move him a few steps. And then I'll tighten it up from the other side. That seems to bother him, see?
Yeah, it does.
That's why I didn't put the Western saddle on. Some people go, oh, it's that Western saddle and the back cinch and all these things. And I said earlier, horses that pull back are easily bothered by the cinch. And that's what causes them to buck. Because when people get scared, what do? They look like a frog on a rocket. They go, ah!
Right.
And they grab a horse right there with their legs.
Right.
So prior and proper preparation is what prevents poor performance. I was in somebody's tack room in Australia one time, and I saw this sign that said, prior and proper preparation prevents poor performance. And I learned to say that, and I thought, that was pretty good. I like peas. My name's Pat Parelli. So then I came up with this little phrase ahead, and then I started adding on to it. And it turned out to be Pat Parelli proudly presents his provocative and progressive program and the proclamation that prior and proper preparation prevents poor performance, particularly if polite and passive persistence is practiced in the proper precision. This perspective takes patience from process to product, from principle to purpose. And the promise that Pat plans to prove is that practice doesn't make perfect. Only perfect practice makes perfect, but all practice makes permanent. And isn't it peculiar these poor prey animals perceive us people as predators and not partners prior to the Parelli program? So, alliteration to its nth degree. Tighten it up a little more on this side here, push down here a little more. I can tell just the way he's breathing, he's bothered by that a little bit, okay? So I found a skeleton. Accept the human, accept the saddle, accept the rider, and then accept the guider, okay?
Right.
So horses that have these challenges are not fully tame. It's not even training. We got to tame, foundation, then training. Training is the icing on the cake, okay? He's got to let us into the bakery first.
Right.
All right. I'm going to walk backwards, and I'm going to offer it here. I'm not going to try to touch him. I'll let him touch it. Okay? Not me touching him. He touched it.
Right.
You notice how I don't move my feet very much?
No, you don't.
No. These boots aren't made for walking. I want him to follow that feel, steady pressure, rhythmic pressure. I'm trying to influence him. Okay? Not bad. I like that. Good, Bob. Good job.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now I'm going to stick this over here. He's going to carry this on that right side because that seemed to be the side that bothered him the most.
It is.
You know what I mean? I'm going to put that there like that, carry that around in a circle here. So we're going to tighten that cinch up a little more now. Now let's see what we got. See what I mean? That's about where a rider's head is.
Right.
And I wouldn't turn him loose right now because that plastic bag would probably chase him right through that fence.
Right.
See what I mean?
Yeah, so he would go.
Let's put that jump rope in here. Let's see what we got.
And he's really not thinking now.
No, he's just reacting.
Yeah.
All that noise, that's just cortisol levels. That's a survival drug.
Yeah.
Now let's see if he can find a way to move and not be bothered. Attaboy. I'm not asking you to leave. Good. I'm gonna ask him to back up so he don't run over me. Let's see if we can ask him to leave. He goes, but that thing will chase me if I move. See how he's starting to think about maybe I'll just stand still.
Yeah, he's thinking about you.
That looks a little better, huh? He's not pulling on that line like he was there.
That's better.
Okay, before we put the Western saddle on, we're gonna try something that I heard that he's really maybe allergic to big green balls.
Not the color, it's the size. He doesn't like the way they move. He's quite reactive with the ball.
Keep coming. Now you're gonna go away from him, but slowly follow the fence.
Look at that.
Okay, slow it down, roll it, roll it, roll it toward me. Over here, let me have it. If I try to get him to go to this ball too soon, or if I try to make the ball go to him, oh, we're out of here. But pretty soon, he can see it in a different way. This is what creates curiosity. See, it's his idea. So now, how could we get him to where it going to him would be okay, all right? We've got to use a little retreat, and then a little bit of reapproach, and then retreat, and reapproach, and then retreat.
That's better.
Rhythm, relaxation, and retreat, okay? You think you'd have been seeing that 20 minutes ago?
No.
No. Horses are amazing animals, but we have to understand that they're prey animals. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are getting him to want to play.
Right.
He's gotten curious about things. It's not just tolerating it. It's actually getting to where it's like, dang.
What's that?
I would have never thought that. Okay, so what have you learned?
I love that he's loving you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly to quit thinking about getting him to make him do things, but to make things his decision.
To allow it to be his idea.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And that he doesn't have to be afraid.
It's great. Okay, so the Western saddle is going to have a back cinch on it. And a lot of people, when a horse gets scared, the first thing their legs do is grab them right here. And the horse has never been used to a back cinch. Oh my gosh, can they ever help someone take a flying lesson without a pilot?
Right.
So again, I'm gonna put this underneath his nose. I'm gonna turn and put it on his back like that. So many people try to put a saddle on. See how I'm holding my saddle out to the side? But again, I want him to be curious and confident. Swing and sling and put it up there. Put it on there so that it goes on like I put my hat on. Nice.
I think that's very funny.
That looks pretty good. Oh, that's bothered him a little bit right there. How'd I know? Because he lost his rhythm. Yeah, that's a little different. Now I had to interrupt his pattern right there. Attaboy. Let's tighten this cinch up another notch. What do you think? Huh? And again, let's not throw our hat under there or startle him. We're not going to sneak around here either. There you go. If you want to move around, that'd be fine. There we go. So I'm gonna bend him here before he gets in too big a trouble. Bending a horse. Sounds like such a funny term, doesn't it? But remember, horses got 5 zones, and they articulate together. So what I want you to realize is that bending a horse is getting a horse to become supple and flexible. Bend them to the right, bend them left, whether you're on the ground or on the saddle. It's important that we can feel safe by controlling the horse's energy through time and space by bending. Now, we've all been told, kick your horse to go, pull them to stop, use the reins to turn. Whenever we pull on both reins, that straightens them. That actually puts power to the hind legs. So we're actually can be a lot safer and feel a lot safer if we can bend the horse to the right, bend the horse to the left. So you see, I'm trying to get him here before he gets in trouble. There, a little bit. There, that's good. Now I'm gonna slow it down. Good, I like that. Isn't that going well? So, tightening that cinch up again. So that's 5 times that we've tightened that cinch up. It's tightened and tightened and tightened and tightened. Attaboy. Let's see what we got on this left side here. Let's see if we can go a little faster. And we gotta have a language. So the horse needs someone to do some negotiation. You never know when you're in the saddle and the horse doesn't want to go over the crick. What kind of communication exercises can we do to prepare him for that?
It's going well. He's really listening.
He feels pretty good to me, but I think there's still one piece missing. You know, horses have a fisheye lens, so they see everything peripherally and above. As a human, we look at the world with these 2 eyes. We have binocular vision. Horses have a blind spot in the middle, which gives them bilateral vision, but each eye also has a fisheye lens. This is a great tool for being a survivor. That way they can notice something over here, or a little butterfly over there, or a piece of plastic on that side. And so this is why you see sometimes when something is on the ground and a horse looks down and goes like that. This is a great survival tool. And we oftentimes ride around through the world looking at the world like this. And this is why a lot of riders get in trouble, because they're looking at the world like this, and the horse is looking at the world like this. So knowing about this fisheye lens is a great tool for us as a human. But we got to remember, if they're confident, fisheye lens or not, they're going to have confidence in themselves, confidence in their environment, and confidence in you. So the real secret is confidence. So but let's see if I can't put this on the saddle in such a way that he has a chance to have that rider be up there. We'll let that Parelli logo be the rider this time. Tighten that up a little bit. See if I can't put this up here in a way that it'll stay. And we'll see what he thinks about that and the Western saddle. So optimization, potential. That's what we want, isn't it? I feel like he's in good shape. So let's see if we can ask him to come over to the pedestal. He's too tall for me to get on. But again, what a lot of people don't know is kicking actually causes bucking. So I wouldn't kick him to go, because I promise you he'll probably start bucking. I don't think you want that, and I don't think I want that. So what I want is to go halfway up here. I want to step up here. I want to step in the saddle and see what he feels like. I want to move this stirrup around. That doesn't seem to bother him. There, a little something there. There we go. Good. But it's just a little something. So when I get up here, the first thing I'm going to do is bend him. So in case he does get scared, that I can stay in a small area. Okay? Attaboy. I'm not going to ask him to go forward. I'm going to ask him to move his hindquarters. Attaboy. Now I'm going to ask him to move his hindquarters this way, just with the reins. Good. We may not go very far or very fast today, but we're going. We have rhythm, we have relaxation, we have understanding. Attaboy. That's it. If he wants to go around in this circle here, that's fine by me. I'm just being a passenger for right now, just kind of going with him. But I want him to know I'm up here, and I want him to know I'm part of his solution, not part of his problem. I'm going to reach down and ask this left rein here to slow it down just a little bit. There we go, to a halt. Again, I'm going to try it to the right. Almost there. And it's his reasons, it's his story. He's the only one that knows everything that has happened to him. You know what I mean? So I've learned to ask the horse for his story rather than the people. There was my right turn.
Right.
Okay, I was really pretty happy with that. Okay, because I think that's where the problem started in something like that. So let's just say we're reenacting his very first ride. There's two things I've always wanted to be: a true horse tamer and a first ride specialist. And Milo needed a little bit of both. Milo needed to start all over again, accepting the human, accepting the saddle, accepting the rider, then accepting the bit, in that order. And this is what I have found is the natural learning sequence for horses. I've tried it thousands of times, and so far it's worked 100% of the time. So restarting, just going through the skeleton again, just pretending like he'd never had a ride was our strategy today. Now I'm gonna step off, but when I step off, I'm gonna step out in front of him in case he does get scared. I'm gonna step over there. Okay, I'm gonna let this foot out of the stirrup so it doesn't touch him. I'm gonna step there. And a lot of show horse trainers don't know things like that. You know what I mean? And I have all the respect in the world for show horse trainers, competitors. But there's the cake, there's the icing, and then there's the candles. The candles the day you show them. And I know some people that are better showmen than they are trainers, and I know some people that are better trainers than they are showmen, and I know a few of us are better cake makers than any of them. So we have pride in making this cake.
Right.
And he's kind of liking that we made some good cake today.
Yeah.
What do you think? So I just have one thing. Would you give me a hug?
I'm so excited.
Good.
I really am.
So now we start a relationship that's involving on the ground and in the saddle.
Right. He's fabulous. What do you think about Milo? Where do you think I should go with him today?
Where to from here?
From here.
The prognosis to me is really good. So my evaluation is that he's a right brain, on the cusp, extrovert and introvert, and he's in a spot where he runs inside of himself first, and then he runs outside. Extroverts move their feet. Introverts usually run away inside. Right brain horses are very instinctive. Left brain horses are like, hey, that looks like fun, or yeah, you and who else is gonna make me do it? Well, he's not that at all. He's not left-brained at all. But he accepted the human, I thought, quite well, but it's definitely the saddle. That's where our biggest challenge is. And you know, the biggest surprise for me today was how quickly he accepted that flag with that Parelli logo sticking up there above him. I'd have bet that would have uncorked him for good and big time. But it was the cinch. Just the cinch on that bareback pad is a big piece of the puzzle. So to me, now he needs a big foundation. So you can bring him over to our center. You've got this broken foot here, and I think you're more of an icing person than you are a cake builder, okay? So what I would suggest is that if he didn't leave here, let's just say he stayed here, that I would put a bareback pad on him every day and let him wear it around for 2 or 3 hours and let him lay on it and roll on it and just turn him out wherever he lives, and that's what every day. That's your new deal. That's what I would do. Oh. And then the next thing I'd do the same thing with the saddle. I'd get him to where he could run around the arena or run out in a pasture with one of our old saddles on that I wouldn't care if he laid on it or rolled on it.
He wants to learn.
He does.
He wants to be your partner, but he doesn't know.
And again, it's just as simple as the chemistry that they produce. And if they're producing cortisol all the time, if they think they're about to have a bad horse day, they're going to. But if they think, oh boy, this is fun, then all of a sudden all that learning juice, the serotonin, the dopamine, those kind of endorphins are gonna come out, and they're gonna look forward. So people go play with their horse on the ground, not work with their horse. And we need discipline, not the horse.
I love what happened today. It was purely magical. You know, I have what I think I framed as a horse with serious behavior issues, but I feel like I have hope. And I feel like he has a future. That's a really good place to be.
Super.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
Coming up on The Horse Tamer with Pat Parelli.
Don't kill me.
Little exuberant.
Going around here, There's a center board there. There we go. I'm gonna go here, and the moment he moves, we're gonna leave him alone. Can you see he's calling all the shots? Hang on tight, 'cause I'm leaving. He's leaving. I'm Pat Parelli, and I have loved horses for as long as I can remember.
We don't want our horses to be afraid.
Since 1982, I've been sharing my knowledge to make the world a better place for horses and the humans that love them. My name is Pat Parelli. Remember, keep it natural. But you can call me the Horse Tamer.
Today, Pat is going to meet Lindy and her 8-year-old American paint horse, Sedona.
Let's see where this adventure takes us.
Lindy bought Sedona about 4 years ago. He was a model citizen for the first 6 months, but has gradually become dominating and pushy. Sedona doesn't always want to cooperate when they are trail riding, and he has his own idea of when it's time to go back to the barn. Lindy is starting to feel unsafe when she rides and hopes that Pat can help improve her relationship with Sedona so she feels confident and respected around her horse again.
Hi, you must be Lindy.
I am.
How are you?
It's so great to meet you.
Thanks. Hey, what a great place you've got here.
Thank you. Thank you. We love it. It's very calm and serene.
So I've heard about your horse Sedona. Sounds like you got some interesting behavior challenges.
I do. I'm really hoping you can help me.
Well, I do too.
Lindy, come on down here.
Let me meet Sedona here. Come on over. Good. You know, horses, we use our hands, they use their nose. And it's really important for horses to get this kind of thing. That's why I always want people to let them smell the top of their hand, not this bottom of the hand. But to a horse, that might look threatening. Like a lion, it will go, wow.
Oh. The hand out looks threatening.
A hand like this looks more threatening than this. And it's kind of shaped like a horse's nose, so I call it the horse's handshake. Okay? There you go. So we'll let him investigate here. There's a lot of curiosity, and that's a good trait because the chemistry that horses have when they're curious, instead of cortisol, it would be like dopamine and serotonin. Okay? So what we want him to do is to come out here and be in this kind of a learning mode, okay? So what I'd like you to do is just go play with him over there. And just show me what you normally do, okay? There's no way to be wrong, but just show me what you got.
Okay.
That was pretty good. Thank you, Lindy. Let me share a few things with you. Lindy, what length of rope have you got there?
I think it's a 14.
Yeah, here, let's try a little bit longer rope.
Sure.
Most of my ropes are either 12 or 22. All right, let's try this.
Sure.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on going forward and backwards, right and left in circles, and then maybe even some up and down. Let me do this first and show you a little something here I might do. Here, I'll tell you what. Let me have this, okay? So what I like to do is hold my halter in this left hand, put my hand over the top. I want you to notice that the proportions on this fit his head much differently. And you've tied a knot in this because that was too long.
That's not going to feel good.
No, it's going to shorten things up, okay? So let's just trade this out here. You hang on to that stick because I'm going to share with you how to use that a little more effectively and to be more precise with it, okay?
Okay.
So you've got it in perfect shape right now, so watch this. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to do this. We're going to go ground, chest, ground, chest, ground, chest. See how I'm doing that? Ground, chest, ground, chest. Now, he's saying, ha, you can't touch me, so I'm just going to flip the handle up in the air to me and go ground, chest, ground, chest, ground, chest, ground, chest, ground, chest, ground, chest. See how I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Horses have long bodies. People have tall bodies. And so this evokes us to think like a pedestrian And so you see somebody who's thinking like a pedestrian, they hold the horse up close, trying to hold it, and the horse goes around them because this big, long body's got these 5 zones. The head is zone 1, the neck is zone 2. We sit in zone 3, the hips are zone 4, and the tail is zone 5. And whether we're on the ground or in the saddle, we have to learn how to use long body logic with our hands, with our legs, with our seat, and maybe even a stick, so that we are always talking to each individual zone and in combination. This is what brings out the real natural magic with people who are really good with horses, long body logic. Okay, 2. Now, do you see he's still looking away? But we're gonna leave him alone until he finally says, hey, what about me? But you feel like if we drop this rope, where would he go? He would leave.
Yeah, it feels like he would leave at this point.
Yeah, so what we wanna be able to do is know that if we ever drop the rope, he would come back. Okay, or he would either keep circling or come back. But you can feel him pulling on that?
Yes.
Notice how we're just leaving him alone. He's got that left lead. His left ear is on us. See that left ear?
Uh-huh.
He's going, what happened to canter, trot, walk, come back, canter, trot, walk, come back, go the other way. So we're leaving him alone so he can do 3 things: maintain gait, maintain direction, and look where he's going. We're not trying to get him tired, we're trying to get him focused.
Okay.
Whether we've ever ridden a horse or not, we probably all know horses walk, trot, canter, gallop, and back up. These are the gaits that horses have. And in order to get a horse to really become our partner in the saddle, we can play with horses on a circle and teach them to maintain gait, maintain direction, look where they're going, and stay connected. So many horses are physically scattered because they're mentally scattered. They really don't understand what it is that we're asking them to do. Turn them loose out in that pasture, he'll give you a right lead or a left lead. It's their idea. So by playing with a horse online or in a round crawl on a circle until they get rhythm, relaxation, and understanding, that's when now you're gonna have the partner you're dreaming of in the saddle. I'm gonna walk to that tree, okay? Walking to the tree. See, I'm just walking toward that tree no matter what he does. I'm gonna send him past me. And I'm walking to that tree. I'm walking to that tree. Windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper out there, windshield wiper there. And if he does that, no problem. Windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield. You see what I mean? It's got to go, don't go out there, see? Don't go forward. All right? Is that making sense? Let's see you do it. Keep going, keep walking right there where my hand was. Windshield wiper, windshield, out there, out here, out here, out here. That's it, keep walking straight. Keep walking straight now. There you go, all right. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Okay, now let's let him go in a circle and I'll show you another fun technique. We call this one the jump rope. You want him to slow down? Let's just go in a circle like this until he slows down. Keep looking, now don't turn away. Keep looking, okay? See, you try it. But I want you to keep that off the ground. I'm gonna go over here. And what I want you to see you do is back him up, send him in a circle, and try the jump rope. Get him toward the front. Keep going, turn, turn, turn. No, turn and send him. Keep sending him. Send him. Use your stick 3 times. 1, softly. 2, whoa, don't kill me. There we go. Good.
A little exuberant.
No, he just did what you told him to do. Go like crazy.
Sorry.
That's right. Let's try it again. Watch. Your hand okay?
Yeah.
Okay, come on over here. You hang on to it. Hold it like a sword. Tell the front to go. And now keep going with him.
Okay.
Now, that's enough. Now, stand still and hand it to yourself. That's a send. Hang on tight, because I'm leaving. Hold it to yourself, because I'm leaving. He's leaving.
I'm sorry, he took off. I couldn't hold it.
That's okay, that's all right. So now, he's at liberty with a rope on, but now what I want you to do is we're gonna walk over here and drag your stick. Let's walk here a little bit out this way, just a little bit. When he connects, we stop. And we're gonna walk when he disconnects. Walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and when the connection happens, there. Okay? I'm training them. There's nothing more frustrating. Your day off, it's Saturday. You You go out to catch your horse in the pasture, you always want to put a halter on him and go ride. And he plays the na 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 na, you can't catch me. What can we do about it? Well, let me give you a couple ideas, the get to and the got to. The get to, yeah, we can give him carrots and feed and stuff like that, but don't go out there with the halter behind your back and the carrots in this hand. Here's some other ideas. You can play what we call the boomerang game. You can be in a small corral and you send him out and around and ask him to go, 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 go. And when he turns and looks at you, stop. Turn away and walk away. Use reverse psychology. And pretty soon, after maybe 4 to 6 sessions, that horse will turn, face, and be trotting over to you. And then if you give him a carrot at the end, you'll be surprised how quickly your horse is wanting to say, hurry up, put that halter on me. And by the way, where's my carrot? Now I'm gonna get in a power position. Okay?
So if he decides to take off, you're ready.
Yeah, so ready? Get yourself in a power position, left hand forward. Just hold and just face. Good. Lock your elbows, lock your elbows. Good. Lock your elbows. Okay. There, let him, now. Good. Don't let the rope go. No, no. Reel it in, reel it in.
We're gonna let him stop on his own?
Yes, we are. Why? Because the connection is king. It's the most important thing. I'm just telling him, don't go over there. See? There we go. So at first, we're going to say it's okay to connect, but not for long. Okay?
It didn't really do you a lot of good, buddy. You still gotta work.
Yeah, you got it. Well, we're going to play. Okay? So let me see you do the spaghetti. I'll hold this. You ready? Let me, spaghetti toward the front. Now,
Oh, toward the front.
Yeah. The jump rope until he, turn with me, turn with me. There. I don't necessarily want him to come all the way. So now, spaghetti toward the front. There we go, see? We don't really want him to stop. We just want him to slow. Turn with me, turn with me, turn with me, turn with me. I want you to see how I'm doing this. Jump rope, faster, bigger. So I can interrupt his pattern. Good
You
job.
know, this is so incredibly helpful to see it with my horse, the way my horse is reacting. Because I know him.
Right. So see how I'm just taking the tail of this rope and doing that?
He's like, now you want me to back up.
Right.
Beautiful.
And it's using natural energy, like even taking the tail of that rope there and putting that energy toward him. He's like going, this guy must be a horse man. Okay?
Because he can move me when I'm way out there.
Right, and he's acting like a horse. He's thinking like a horse. Mr. Troy Henry, my first real mentor, he made sure I became a horseman instead of just a good rider. And he did that by helping me truly understand what my responsibilities were. 4 of them. Number 1, to act like a partner, not a predator. To do things with horses and for horses, but never do things to the horse. Number 2, to know how horses think, how they feel about things, and being able to kind of walk a mile in their horseshoes. Number 3, to have an independent seat and independent feet, to be able to stand in the middle of the round corral and not move my feet when the horse was cantering or trotting around me, whatever it was wanting, to leave him alone when he was doing the right thing, but to do something about it, to trust he'd respond, but be ready to correct when he started to do something I didn't want. Then the last one, to learn the natural power of focus, to look where I want to go and allow the horse to look where he's going. And so many times, this was things that I didn't realize that was a responsibility for me. I thought I gave the horse the blame all the time. He was going too fast or too slow. And this changed my world. Now I'm going to bring him in. Why? Because he's trying to disconnect going to the left by looking out to the right. Comes in, we're going to say, yeah, the answer's in here. And what we want him to do is get equal. Beautiful to the right. So we're going to do 2 or 3 to the left.
Okay.
1 to the right. There's the left lead. Good. There, it's getting softer now. He's dragging the rope. What I'm seeing here is that when he goes around in this circle, and we're not on him, he doesn't even have a saddle on yet, that he's doing it in a dysfunctional manner.
Yes.
We want the spirit of the horse to work for us and not against us, because it will. It's only because he's either acting like a prey animal or he's going to act like a partner. And the only thing worse than acting like a prey animal is when they act like a prisoner. And people that put so much emphasis on obedience, they just beat them into submission. In case you didn't know, I was voted the president of the Coalition Against Lunging. Why am I against lunging? Because it's the act of micromanaging and chasing a horse around in a circle till he gets tired. But the circling game, making a game out of it, is the game of we do less and they do more. This is how we use communication, understanding, and psychology, and it's the only game we can really play with a horse where we can really just do nothing, be in complete neutral, and the horse could canter 40, 50 laps once he knows how to maintain gait, maintain direction, look where he's going, and stay connected. You could lunge a horse forever and just chase him around in a circle, tie his head down, do all kinds of things, and he would just finally turn into a robot, okay? And that's just kind of a what do they call it when they
Lobotomy?
Yeah. And
Yeah, and you don't, I want to ride that kind of horse.
So here's what I'd like to do is I'd like to be your partner and play some games with him. One of the games we're going to do is send him over to that saddle and let him investigate it. You're going to saddle him up, and I'm going to just observe. Forget about me. I'll manage the rope.
Okay, so we're just going to saddle him.
You just go saddle him. Just go rub him, say hi first. That's it. Good. Put your heart in your hand, rub him with your heart.
Not being mouthy.
Yeah, he's not being mouthy because we moved his feet a lot.
We did.
Okay. So my vision is someday you're going to be able to come out here, play with him at liberty, and you're going to be able to saddle him just like this without a halter or lead rope on him. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be great.
Now, let's not put it on too tight yet, okay?
Mm-hmm. Let's get it underneath that last roller.
Right, that's about good enough right there. Did you see it feel like he had to move right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, maybe we made him a little bit more uncomfortable than we needed to.
Okay.
How'd that compare to other times?
Nice and calm.
All right. If you'll take this converted baby carriage and put it over there by my bag, okay, and I'm gonna play with him here, see if we've got some rhythm, relaxation, understanding. Let's see if we've got some connection.
Yeah.
In other words, love, language, and leadership in equal doses. If he's calling the shots, he's the leader. He might love you, but if he's the leader, then we got a different thing. So that looks pretty good, huh? And look, we're starting to get some softness in the rope here.
Right.
Okay, but let's just see what we got. I'm gonna ask him to move, see how little that took. Okay, now again, I'm gonna put a little bit of jump rope in there when he looks out. Just a little bit, just to see if I can give him another idea to maybe look over here and feel how nice it feels not to be leaning against that rope.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go the other way, see if it slows him down. So this is long body logic. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Just going that, we're going forward, we're going north, we're going south.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's ask him here. Some spaghetti toward his nose. I'm not gonna chase him. I'm gonna actually go backwards away from him, and I'm gonna keep reeling it in, sending some energy toward the front, some spaghetti, tell the front to go. And now, nice. Okay, nice loose rope. And let's see if I can disengage the hindquarters. I'm gonna walk away from him. Why? I want him to come back to me like a boomerang. We're gonna turn him loose.
Mm-hmm.
There. We're gonna ask him to move. Watch here. There we go. I'm gonna go here. Watch my arm. Like this. And the moment he moves, we're gonna leave him alone. Can you see he's calling all the shots? He's wanting to run back into that barn there. Now, keep walking right straight. There, stop. Good. Isn't this fun? See, this is the village game. If we could have 4 people out here, it'd even be better. Let's just leave him alone. We're gonna make him keep going. And if he stops, that's when, oh yeah, Look what he's doing. He's looking at us. Let's see if he licks his lips. He's going,
There we go.
All right, so we don't want to chase him, but we want to let him know we are the one in control of the forward energy, okay? So I'm gonna ask him to move. Watch how I do it, softly, and that's enough. Come on over here a little bit. Do you feel him? Does he feel connected?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're after. We're not just chasing him, okay? So now watch how I do this. I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna stop right here, reach out, connect.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now I'm gonna see if he'll follow me, all right? Just gonna make a nice suggestion with my hand here. Put the stick behind me a little bit. Okay, and see if he'll just follow along. Will he stop when I stop? See, when I'm in the saddle, I want him to go when I ride, stop going when I quit riding. I'm gonna cinch him up a little more. Okay? Connection is king. There's a few ways to get it, lots of ways to lose it. And most people lose it by being very, very direct line. They lunge their horse. You know, if you lunge your horse and chase him and keep chasing him until he's tired, you drop that rope, you're teaching him to run away from you. So whether you're playing with a horse on line or at liberty, pretty soon he's gonna look for relief. When he starts to look at you with one eye, back off a little bit. If he looks at you with two eyes, back up, move away from him. You'll be surprised how quickly he's gonna start connecting with you. Pretty soon you almost can't chase him away. Now, I'm gonna play with him just one more time to kind of get a little more understanding of pressure. I'm gonna take my herding stick, okay? I'm gonna ask him here to move just a little bit. Good, I'm gonna ask him to slow down, ask him to move. There we go. I want him to think through pressure. I'm gonna ask him to slow down. I don't want him to panic.
Mm-hmm.
Good boy. So I'm gonna stop here. See if he'll stop with me and put some energy in front of me and see if he'll back up.
Right.
You see, and it's not about hitting the horse or even touching the horse. It's about energy management. Controlling our energy through time and space to control their energy through time and space.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't mount him. I don't want him to come untracked when I go to get on. See, I want him to go, hey, what are you doing? Don't knock me off balance. Now, he's done a good job of putting me downhill, hasn't he?
Yeah.
All right.
He's smart.
Oh, he is smart. So I'm gonna ask him here to yield his hindquarters. Good. Let me be uphill, him downhill. I'm gonna go halfway up. I'm gonna ask him for permission to get on. He gave it to me. So here's what I'm gonna do. Ask him to bend his neck around. Let me pet him on the head. But now I want him to yield his hindquarters. I can just brace here, move his hindquarters, and we're good. There's 1 and 2. Number 3 is go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Watch how short I get my reins, because his head's way down there. If I bring my elbows back, he's gonna come uphill. We're gonna make sure he can yield appropriately to pressure. I haven't taken my eyes off you once, have I?
No.
See, I'm looking at you, I'm not looking at him. There, that felt really good. And at that moment, I say, yeah. So now I'm gonna go along this fence, I'm gonna look at you so you can see that I don't have to look at my horse. And I ask him here to do what? To go north and then be ready to go south.
Yeah.
So always playing little games, okay? Going around here. There's a center board there. Okay, he can't believe that I'm not pulling on him and say, watch out.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna micromanage him. I'm gonna focus on a board there, a knot hole, smile, squeeze.
That looks nice.
All right, now I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna go here, move that hindquarters, look at you, lead it, push it, use my legs and go again. You see, I'm not giving him time to think about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But we have to be ahead of him. He sleeps 3 hours a day, he's got 21 hours a day, and he doesn't get played with every single day. So he's got many, many hours to think about all the fun things he might do. With you, for you, or to you. I feel with him, he's just playing his own game. There's nothing, no malice in this horse, but he got a very active mind. And so what we have to do is we have to show him that we have a plan. We're gonna play with you online in a certain way until you behave a certain way. This didn't get this way overnight, but it's only gonna take about 1 to 2 weeks, 7 to 14 at the most sessions. You'll have a completely different horse. But you gotta follow the skeleton. We're gonna win all 7 of the games in a way that you win his respect and he never loses any pride, okay? So, the diagnosis is that you've got a left brain introvert who's a little bit on the left brain cusp of extrovert, which means he's left brain's horses think a lot. Left brain extroverts play, left brain introverts say, you and who else is gonna make me and why would I wanna do it anyway? And there's a little of both.
A little bit of both.
Okay? The prognosis is very good. You're a very good rider. You love your horse. You love horses. You got this beautiful place out here. You can ride everywhere around it. So you wanna have this horse life. You're gonna have this horse life, all right?
Okay.
Well, Lindy, Penny, for your thoughts.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how quickly he started to get what we were trying to do with him.
He's super smart.
And how we were doing different things. Even letting him run into the barn if he was going to. What a good way to keep it so interesting for him, because he is smart. He has to do new things all the time. I love the village game. I love the maybe not being as aggressive as I was being with my movements and starting with spaghetti. And I love the connection we were getting. And he seemed to be, I could see it going through his brains. He started to really get it. And that was very exciting for me.
And we made a game out of it.
We did. It was fun.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to run over here.
And you really helped me see that he wasn't trying to be difficult.
No.
He was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, but see, and that made sense to him because we did it on the ground. He was like, oh, I get it.
Right. One thing I was wondering was when he was misbehaving or not doing what you wanted, why didn't you stop and correct him?
So just being the ambassador of yes instead of the minister of no, and just going, okay, well, are we basically going in the right direction? You know, it's like being particular without being critical.
Okay, because sometimes he's bolted off with me and things. Would there ever be a time when you would actually make him stop?
Would there be time that I'd ask him to be under control?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, trust is good, but control is better. But it's got to be more the 80-20 rule. 80% trust, 16%, you know, teaching, and then 4% control. So with horses, we've got to be keenly aware, but always trust that they'll respond, but be ready to correct.
Yeah.
Lindy, how do you think you'll be different after today's session?
I think that I will definitely see his behavior as trying to play a lot, where before I thought he was being aggressive toward me. I want to be spending more time with him every day, you know, playing the games, trying to get those to where we're both on the same page. I'm just really excited. And the prognosis is great. I'm excited to get with the program and make him my dream horse.
Oh, great.
Thank you so much.